No, 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 no.
Yeah.
I was homeschooled as a child, so I did not know about these scary stories to tell in the dark. I may have heard one or two here and there, but I saw a lot of crazy stuff and had an overactive imagination as a child. So that's why I wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter until I was 18.
I went to public school, and I found those books out of curiosity.
You want to go first?
Well, I read the stories, but since it has been a few years since I've read them, I'm not fully up to date with everything about the stories. So some of them won't be fresh out of my mind. Like the Wendigo, the Dream were definitely one of the few ones that I'm familiar with because of the illustrations and everything. But otherwise, I wasn't really familiar with their stories. Otherwise, my favorite scary story was probably the drums, but I don't really remember the drums story, or if it was in the first or the second, another scary stories to tell in the dark. So, do forgive me. I don't exactly remember all my stories.
Watching this, not really knowing a lot of the stories, like Tony kind of gave me a crash course on some of them, but not knowing most of them, they were kind of creepy. It was kind of a creepy thing. The only times I was really like scared though were jump scares, and those aren't really actually being scared.
Yeah,
it was just creepy.
Yeah.
I liked that they had one singular person haunting with the stories, and that the girl that kind of connected with her also wrote creepy stories.
Yeah.
You don't want people to die in a film, but when it's a haunted film or a horror film, you know someone's gonna die.
I mean, not to mention, with most of those old stories, for those that have read, most of them didn't have real names to some people.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, the ones that he read to me and the ones that we did a crash course on, like, the toe, the big toe, that one didn't actually have a name, but they added the name of the person who ended up dying through that. And they
dying being the quote unquote.
Because we don't know.
That is kind of the point of the whole scary story stuff. It's weird seeing like the Dreams illustration come to life. That was freaky.
Really creepy, where it was like the red room and...
So I need to reread that one because I actually don't remember the Dream story as much.
Am I even gonna sleep tonight?
I mean, scary stories are fresh in anyone's head, Sarah. It's a matter of how you deal with them. In my grandfather's case, whenever some witch doctors would leave like salt circles for him, he'd grab it, make it into a tortilla and eat it. And I'm not joking on that last part.
I know.
I did tell you we could watch something else. We didn't have to watch this at dark.
Why did we go watch this?
Because you wanted to get it out of the way. If anyone's expecting them to try and make it so like the book, like the original short story books had like all the characters connecting within the book, yeah, don't expect it to be that way, because that's not gonna be
it's not necessarily like that, but it was cool to see all of them connect in some way with a different storyline.
Yeah.
But it wasn't how you would expect it to be.
I'd say it was at least a good film, and part of me kind of hopes that maybe they'll do a second one.
Spoiler warning in case we do the spoilers.
I was kind of expecting more from Harold, to be honest.
Yeah, Harold was short, but he was like the intro. Like it was kind of like their way of going, okay, we're gonna get serious about this. This is where it's actually happening. Because all the way leading up to Harold was like a plot point, like developing the plot and understanding what was going on and what they were doing for this leading up to it. So once they got to it, you knew, because Harold was like one of the key ones, the key stories that everyone knew. So you knew once Harold started, things were getting real. I think this one's worth a watch. It's not super scary, so it's not like The Nun looks freaky to me and stuff like that. I won't watch because like in the scary department, it was around the It level of movies.
Stephen King's It, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Stephen King's It, the movie version. But it wasn't quite that scary because I have an issue with clowns.
I think most
It was kind of between that and Goosebumps for me.
Okay.
Like,
Well, I mean,
Goosebumps was like, oh no, it's scary, but it was fun and it wasn't actually scary.
This one.
It was
Definitely.
creepy as heck. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye.